I absolutely love when you send me videos like this. I'm going to be honest here, right? Name of the video is, what if you spent 5 seconds on Venus? Firstly, bro, you're not going to make it. Like, we're not built for this environment at all, right? I mean, first of all, it's too hot, there's too much pressure, and the atmosphere is absolute trash, for us at least, right? We're talking about almost 100% carbon dioxide, like 96.5 or so percent carbon dioxide, bro, right? And obviously the clouds itself are also sulfuric acid. We're not going to make it. The pressure is also ridiculous and similar to being 3,000 feet underneath the ocean. And our bodies, again, will be crushed instantly. 5 seconds? We don't even exist we don't even exist in like 1 second, bro. Okay, just keep that in mind here. This is an absolutely intriguing question. But I guess the question itself doesn't state, what if you spent 5 seconds on Venus without a spacesuit? Okay. A special habitat would have to be built for us to survive a tenth of a second. But all right, let's get it. Name of the channel is What If, guys. Let's jump into it.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry, I meant Venus. Welcome to Venus. Some say it's Earth's twin, but this world is nothing like home.
No.
And you're about to experience this scorching hot landscape firsthand. Your mission is to spend 5 seconds on this hellish planet. And trust me, these are going to be a very long 5 seconds.
Right.
Venus is the second planet from the Sun and our nearest neighbor. At its closest approach, Venus is a mere 40 million kilometers away from us.
Depending on what time of the year.
Is a mere 40 million kilometers away from us. After just 4 months in space, you'd finally be able to witness this beautiful but deadly planet up close.
If you can make those 4 months.
4.5 billion years ago, Venus and Earth formed in the same corner of our solar system. This space rock is about the same size as Earth, and its gravity is similar too, but unlike our home, the surface situation on Venus is extreme. We know this because we've sent probes to this scorching world. Some probes orbited it, some made a flyby, and some even landed on the surface of Venus, but those didn't last very long.
Right.
What happened to them? Well, that's what you're about to find out. Time to make your way down to the surface. Don't these clouds look beautiful? Well, don't inhale them.
Right.
These yellowish bands streaking across the sky are clouds of sulfuric acid. If you could only get a whiff of them, you'd smell the reek of rotten eggs. But to do that, you'd need to remove your helmet, and I definitely do not recommend that.
Yeah, basically concentrated farts, bro. Like, think of the worst backdoor gas you've ever smelt in your entire life. Yeah.
At a height of 50 kilometers above the surface, visibility is poor. You'd hardly be able to see anything. The incredibly thick atmosphere would block views of this planet and its tens of thousands of volcanoes. The atmosphere is mostly made up of carbon dioxide, and because it's so thick, it traps heat on the planet's surface, keeping it nice and toasty. Just how toasty are we talking? You're gonna find out the hard way. As you descend another 15 kilometers, the haze would begin to clear. The world below would finally reveal itself.
Okay.
A rust-colored surface covered in mountains and volcanoes. Looks like this volcano is still active. You'd fly around a little to collect some samples and take in the view. Yep, the atmosphere is mostly carbon dioxide with traces of nitrogen. That checks out. Okay, well, let's see if you can land here. This looks like the spot.
Mission Control, am I clear for landing? Mission Control? Looks like there's no signal. Initiating the landing sequence without clearance. Fingers crossed.
Landing your spacecraft would kick up clouds of dust that would take several minutes to settle down in the soupy atmosphere.
While making it
As
hotter.
it clears, you'd look up into the sky, but you wouldn't find the familiar yellow circle of the sun. On Venus, it always looks like dawn, no matter what time of day it is. That's because the Venusian atmosphere only lets about 10% of the sunlight that hits it reach the surface. But wait, what were we saying earlier about the space probe that landed on Venus? Oh yeah, Venera 13. This Soviet probe made its fatal landing back in 1981.
Fatal landing.
It survived the descent and lasted for a whopping 127 minutes.
Okay.
That's longer than any other spacecraft that had made it to the surface.
And guys, really quickly, this is actual footage. I don't know if it's from that specific probe, but these are like real photos of Venus, bro.
But then, Venera 13 gave way to the violent, uninviting environment of this hell. It was likely crushed under extreme pressure. Or it melted. But it's too late to turn around now. You've lived through the 1 hour long landing, and you're so close. All you need to do to complete your mission is to spend 5 seconds out there. Yeah, out there. In the most extreme environment you've ever been to.
Yeah, bro, don't go.
You made it. Whoa, the atmosphere is so strange. You can hardly lift your arms. Even though Venus has about the same gravity as Earth, you'd be feeling the sheer weight of its immensely dense air. It would feel like you were walking through water. Very hot water. And you'd be glad you were wearing so much protective gear. A quick look at your thermometer would tell you that it's a sweltering 475 degrees Celsius out here. That's hot enough to melt lead. Your pressurized suit would be working hard to keep you safe. Without it, you'd be crushed under all that pressure before you could even complete your mission. This isn't so bad after all.
No, it's
Hey,
bad.
if a spacecraft could last over 2 hours, some 40 years ago, well, you and your shiny new gear can survive longer, right?
Potentially.
Venus is right here for you to discover. Just take a few more steps.
Bro, don't listen to this man. Okay, do not do this under any circumstance, guys. Yeah.
Suddenly, something distracts you from the first-hand human analysis of Venus's surface conditions. Your protective suit breaks.
Of course it does.
The drastic pressure shift would immediately make you feel like you were deep underwater. With an atmospheric pressure 90 times that of Earth, Venus would be crushing you from all directions. At the same time, you'd be struggling to breathe in an atmosphere without any oxygen. Any atmosphere you did manage to inhale would scald the inside of your mouth and the top of your throat. Unless you could scramble very quickly back to the safety of your spacecraft.
Oh, no, that spacecraft crumbled.
You'd be dead
That's
within
not
seconds.
there anymore.
Hey, it could be worse. High above
How?
you, sulfuric acid clouds would be raining acid. But in this unbearably hot environment, the toxic rain wouldn't reach the surface. It would evaporate long before that. So at least you wouldn't have to worry about acid dissolving your skin and bones. That would be kind of gruesome. You know, in hindsight, maybe we shouldn't have sent you down to explore this hellish surface.
Not yet.
We probably should have terraformed Venus into a more hospitable planet first. But that's a story
Okay.
for another What If.
Yeah, guys, I'm generally like super anti the concept of terraforming, right? I mean, what would be the purpose of it? Yeah, we could spread ourselves out all over the galaxy, sure, right? If that's the case, but if we're terraforming just to kind of get away from something that is going to be happening to the planet, or let's say we cause a lot of damage to the planet, we need to run away from this one, bro. If we could terraform another planet, we could terraform this one, right? So why would we waste resources on another planet, bro? Let's be honest, right? At least right now, in our current climate. All right. And I also definitely would not suggest anyone doing any of these things, bro. How could this potentially work? We would have to invest, or if we could find a new mineral, guys, right? That'll be great. If we could find something maybe from the planet, right? But that would obviously be the same thing, right? We need to find like a probe or so to land on Venus that's strong enough to kind of withstand Venus. Just for enough time to lift right back up, right? Get whatever's on that planet that's able to actually withstand the heat and the elements. Build whatever ship that needs to be built with Venus, basically. All right. Hopefully that can work, because I don't think we have anything that can withstand that for any long period of time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we do send ships down to, or submarines down to the depths of the ocean, guys, right? We do that. Maybe those are the people who should be building whatever is needed for Venus. We definitely just need to figure out, obviously, how to kind of mitigate that temperature, because that temperature is going to make everything soft. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. How do you think we could, in fact, land on Venus? All right, stay there enough to actually explore, bro. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.